What's going on, everybody? This is Clint from the Diehard MMA podcast. This is odds.com. This video was filmed exclusively for odds.com. We break down UFC 257, Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor, with special guest, the UFC's own Brian Boom Kelleher, helping us out on the podcast. It's a great episode. Make sure you check it out. Hit the link below. Head on over to odds.com.
All right, and that is the preliminary card of UFC 257. We're on to the main card, and there's 5 fights on the main card. We can try and chop, especially the top 2. We're probably going to spend a little bit more time on breaking down. But once again, this is odds.com. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. My guest, Brian Boom Kelleher, here hanging out. I do need to shout out one of my sponsors here, the boys over at goatcapitalsports.com. You can find them on Twitter at GOATcapital_. Tell them Clint sent you. I can only give you any advice on MMA, and so far lately, that hasn't even been working out. So if you want to pay, a reasonable fee instead of doing all the research, they can give you some picks in all sports, NHL, NBA. They do golf really well. So go check out GOATcapitalsports.com. We're kicking the night off with Marina Rodriguez taking on Amanda Ribas. And man, Ribas has just lit the world on fire lately. Everybody is so high on this girl right now.
Yeah, she's amazing, man. Her personality is just hilarious. One of those fighters like you could just watch talk forever, just the way she talks and she's got that bubbly personality, which is definitely attractive for the viewership, and she backs it up in the cage as well. I mean, she's got, she's an aggressive fighter. She looks for the kill. She's got amazing submissions, arm bars, beautiful ground game, and she's pretty well rounded. She has decent striking as well. So it's going to be a handful for Marina Rodriguez. I feel like Rodriguez is definitely primarily a striker. She has good boxing, good speed, and I think she'll try to keep the fight on the feet. It's pretty obvious here, but Ribas is grindy, and she knows how to get the fight where she wants, and she's going for the finish no matter what. If she gets you down, she's trying to look for submission. She's not just holding you or looking to just pass guard and ground and pound a little bit to outpoint you. She's trying to kill you and finish you there. So I got to go with Amanda Ribas. I think they're playing it really smart with her. They know they have a superstar in the making here, and they're feeding her not a layup, but a winnable fight.
Yeah, that's really what it feels like, man. Ribas, pretty well-rounded. The striking has a little bit of room to improve here. Grappling, obviously, next level. She's on top of it with the ground game. Marina Rodriguez is maybe the single most infuriating women's fighter I've ever bet on in my life. I've bet on her 2 or 3 times, and she's got draws. She's got 2 of them, and then she had a loss most recently against Carla Esparza, a fight that she should have won, running away. And the issue is she just has no takedown defense, man, and she has no sense of urgency to get back up to her feet when she gets put on her back. Crazy good striking. Yeah. Big time power for the women's strawweight division, but she is more than willing for you to just get in on her legs and suck her to the floor every single time.
She's scrappy, man. She's almost, what she reminds me of is like a lower level Joanna Jędrzejczyk is like her style of striking. She's gritty, fast, great kickboxing. She could take shots, but she doesn't have that takedown defense, like you said. And sometimes when people get exposed like that, other fighters take advantage of that, and they notice like, okay, it looks a lot easier to fight this person just taking them down. They have no urgency to get up, and they don't have submissions off their back, so you don't have to worry about anything down there. And the thing with Ribas, and like we mentioned earlier about these judges and the way the fights are laid out there to try to primarily be more action-packed on the feet, Ribas is very exciting on the ground. She's not just like a pass, guard, and hold. She's going to go for crazy submissions, and it's cool stuff to see on the ground, high-level black belt jiu-jitsu. So she's going to try to expose her there, take her down and submit her for sure.
Absolutely. And man, I think that's you nailed it though. This is another spot that I feel like the UFC is given a bit of a layup. This is a sink or swim moment for Marina Rodriguez. They're going, okay, we've given you 3 or 4 fights to improve that ground game, improve that takedown defense. You've continued not doing it. Okay, fine. Go fight Amanda Ribas then. Like this is a put up or shut up moment. And her coaches had better be on point, man. Whoever is leading this chick's camps had better have her drilling takedown defense. Because honestly, if Rodriguez could stuff just 1 or 2 takedowns, I think this fight is very interesting. I think she hits harder, and I think she's a much cleaner striker on the feet than Amanda Ribas is. I just don't know if she can keep it there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the key right there is what you said in training camp is takedown defense. You know, you got to be on point with that because you know if you're going to win this fight, it's going to be on the feet. And she's got crisp boxing, man. So it would be cool to see if she could, you know, stuff a couple of takedowns and make the fight a little bit more interesting. But they're not doing her any favors. Give it a Ribas, that's for sure.
No joke, no joke. But I mean, man, the thing that sticks out at me big time was that Ribas kind of got boxed up a little bit in a couple of her last fights, and it was oh shoot, the other jiu-jitsu girl that I can't think of off the top of my head. Give me a second, I'll get it. Mackenzie Dern.
Oh,
Mackenzie Dern actually landed some really clean shots on her, kind of puffed her face up a little bit, left her welted. Man, Marina Rodriguez changed the course of her last fight with Carla Esparza with a single punch, like totally swole the side of her face up. I'm extremely tempted to say that this is a dog or pass spot. I know everybody out there is going to call me crazy, tell me I'm stupid, because you can't go against Amanda Ribas, but man, I'm getting Buckley vibes. Like, she's the one who's put in the right spot at the right time. She is supposed to run through this other girl. And if Rodriguez lands a couple of big shots on her, it could completely change the way this fight plays out. I just feel like we might be counting her out a little bit too early here.
Yeah, it could be true. I wonder what's the submission prop for that fight for Ribas. That's probably still high, right? Because I'm sure they
That's a good question.
Imagine it.
So the line right now is Ribas minus 300 plus 250 the comeback on Rodriguez, which, like I said, I feel like that's a little bit wide. You can get Ribas inside the distance at plus 200. So if you think she's actually going to pull off that submission, you're getting 2-1 on it, and that's a really great price.
Yeah, it's a great price, you know, because she is a finisher. You know, if she does get it down, she's definitely looking to finish. That's great there.
Yeah, yeah, I don't mind that at all. If you want to turn that big chalky line into a plus money line, that's maybe the way to go. You know, what's I'm curious here. What's Rodriguez inside the distance here? Rodriguez inside the distance is plus 780, but I might be sprinkling that knockout.
Throw a little sprinkle, right? Yeah, you got to throw something on that.
This fight is probably going to be a pass for me, but that might just be a little sprinkle for me for some fun.